evening, good afternoon, wherever you're from. God bless. It is 6:02 p.m. here on the East Coast, Southern New England, and it's 89 degrees. Let me stop this music. People don't just hear that and not hear anything else. 89 degrees. I feel like 91, but I don't know. It's summer. It's not too bad. Um, Definitely warmed up. Looking for a place, man, where not going to get the humidity, not going to get, dry heat maybe, and no winter. Do not like winter. No more. Done with it. Anyway, so a lot of things going on, a lot of talk out there, a lot of people, assumptions, conspiracy theorists, speculations, all kinds of stuff. Concerning the earthquakes in California, concerning the now storm front, or whatever you want to call it. They may end up calling it a hurricane before it actually hits land down there in the Gulf, or in the Gulf into the land. And we'll talk about that. Other than that, man, I mean, yeah, and so the government comes out and admits something else. So I guess it's everything's being brought out to the open because we already know about it. And it doesn't matter what they're coming out with because it's already changed. Yeah, they're going to let you assume one thing while they've gone in a totally different direction. In any case, there's going to be some strange things that you'll see. And I don't normally have videos. And the only reason I don't have videos on the Mixler is because people in Mixler who come here live to chat cannot hear the videos unless I obviously turn on the internal speakers. And when I do that, the recording, the live show, does not come out right. It kind of makes the thing echo. So I'm going to go over there and check and see if it's even up. And apparently it is. Let's see some over there. And yeah, we even have volume for the second night in a row, or second broadcast in a row. There is sound. All right. Well, let me do this first. Gotta remember to do this first. Put out this Fair Use Act, because we are just relaying the information, the news that's already out there. Nothing new is being done here. It's more like an education, right? And there's the logo, Pine Grove News. And I do have a promo. I worked on a promo all last weekend. And out of all that, the only problem that I really have with it right now is that it's an extension that ends in PDG or something like that. It's Power Director, whatever. That's this program that I use, Power Director 1415, Cyber Director, that type of stuff. And it only lets me save it in that mode, which means I can only play it with that program. I've not been able to move it to, say, YouTube, or make an MP4 out of it or something like that, or some way to play it other than in that program. After all that work. So, and I looked into it. I've, got to go scream help again. What you going to do? And then you guys can be the judge of the promo. I thought it could be better, but considering who's doing it, I guess it's okay. Small time, I'm just a painter. I'm just the painter that reads the news and gets pretty concerned, and find a need for you all to know about it so that you're aware. And I hope that the Holy Spirit does continue to direct me and you to where we need to go, what we need to do. Well, mainly that we're not caught unaware, and that we don't die for lack of knowledge. I believe that was the statement. So in any case, we're going to talk about, I guess it's the first one up, so we're going to talk about it. This developing tropical storm, which could bring up to 2 feet of rain in southern states of the U.S. Well, there's a lot of things that are pretty strange about this storm, how it was created, where it came from, what it's doing now, and people who know about it already. Yeah, even Chris over there, I guess it's AM TV or something like that. I don't normally listen to it. I have somebody else who listens to it, and if it's pertinent, I'll go listen to it. But other than that, I just can't listen over there. But he claims to know that this thing is going to blow up and bad things are going to happen. Now, good information that I got was from neverlosetruth. And if you've ever been there, or let's put it this way, if you haven't been there, just be prepared, because some people who do these things, they get caught up in it, and she just seems very angry. She, beware that she will be swearing from time to time. Her name is Carol at neverlosetruth, and that's nothing that hasn't already been put out there, so I'm not adding any new information. But she put out a video I listened to today. Couldn't really find out exactly where it was, the part that I was watching. And her, like Mike Morales. Let's see if I can find the video for that. Yeah, this is the one from Mike Morales. I mean, he's tracking. He does this quite a bit, I guess. This weather radar stuff, and so does neverlosetruth. And I believe I have a link for her as well. Yeah, it's the second video I have. I'll leave those links. Some very disturbing things in that one at neverlosetruth. I think it's been a manipulated video in small sense, but you'll see. So this one that neverlosetruth did. I mean, we'll just go to this radar thing so I can point out just a couple things. When Carol was pointing out, and she does this quite a lot. She can those Doppler radars. I mean, you could see them on the national the satellite imagery, and she tracks whether there's some kind of frequency being used or whatnot. But the thing that I noticed about that is the way some of this storm had, traveled and what was occurring along the way. And first of all, it was along the East Coast. I'd say Georgia, Florida, and the states above it. Probably the Carolinas, I guess. Somewhere in the middle there, this weather was was traveling southwest. Okay, and if anybody knows anything about jet streams, the way the weather normally works in the United States, that it normally comes in off the coast, the Pacific coast, comes into the West Coast, and then travels through the country, depending on Canada. Sometimes it may dip down or push up, depending on the Gulf. and just ride across the country, across the U.S. until you get to the East Coast. I mean, in some cases, like in winter, we get nor'easters where, the winds turn like in the opposite direction anyway, like a hurricane. We call them nor'easters, and we get a lot of snow that way. But normally, that is not the way it works. It travels from the west to the east. And so it was very strange to see these cloud formations, and they were being manipulated. She pointed out every direction to where they were being manipulated. And just the direction that they were traveling, it was just so wrong, very wrong. And then it just poured into the Gulf and started getting bigger. So if you follow these things, okay, when something is not right. And so, we have to assume or speculate as to what's next. I can't believe that guy's calling me now. So in any case, this storm, which a lot of people already, claim to know that it's how much rain is going to put down. I mean, they're predicting right now 2 feet, 2 feet. Excuse me, 2 feet of rain. Now, first of all, and then they're predicting that I know some people predict a couple days in the future. There's programs out there that, given certain details, you can predict a day or so. But I'm telling you, I have never seen a 7-day forecast ever come true. Never. Maybe a day or so. 7 days? I'm sorry. It has never happened. Not since I've been, around anyway. So in any case, that's what everyone's talking about. They're talking about, this big, huge storm in the Gulf. Before it was even there, I'm telling you, before it was even there, they said that there was going to be a storm brewing in the Gulf. So, a lot of people talked about that too. That there wasn't even a storm yet. In any case, we understand that there may be, weather modification out there, geoengineered storms, frequencies having to do with this. You got HARP program that can superheat the atmosphere or dissipate clouds with plasma and all this stuff. I mean, you got I guess it's the U.S. right here. I mean, you got these people right here. The U.S. Navy and Lockheed Martin officially introduced directed energy weapons into warfare. Now, we already knew about this. We know that they've had them for a long time. We know that they've used them in a warfare against us because we are at war with these people, these elite who have a lot of money and control a lot of people because of it. Okay? We talked about this being used in the California fires, not just the recent ones. They've been used for a while. They were used a couple years ago up over there in the Northwest in, let's see, Washington and just north of that. I keep calling that Alberta, but I guess it's not Alberta. Alberta's on the east. But in any case, so now they're coming out and admit this. So if they're going to come out and admit this stuff, you know that they don't care whether you know about it because they've already advanced it so far that, we're going to have to guess on the next ones. Yeah, every time they put something out there, probably 20 years more advanced than what they're saying. So that's the big talk right now. Everyone's talking about this storm. Let's just go on and read some of these headlines. God bless, Laura. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Hope everything's all right. So this here we got from Sputnik, U.S. Coast braces for extreme flooding, heavy winds from tropical storm, photos, blah 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 blah. You got yeah. I don't know how good Sputnik is in forecasting these things, but in any case, I don't know what just happened there. All right. So this tropical storm system moving across the Gulf of Mexico, and it could become a hurricane by the time it's expected landfall this weekend. Okay, and if I go over to my AccuWeather, my forecast, they're already labeling cattle category 1 hurricane when it looks like they got it going into Texas and Louisiana. Texas and Louisiana. Like they don't need another hurricane again. Yes, and we're in that season. They're still, not back to normal. Louisiana, I mean, yeah, Katrina. I mean, those things are not back to normal. Anyways, flash floods in New Orleans, putting its levees at risk again. I don't know what's going on with this computer right now. It's not being cooperative. So New Orleans levees are back in the news. Torrential rain, thunderstorms have pounded Louisiana since early this morning, ahead of this tropical storm or hurricane that's likely to arrive on the weekend. And it is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, July 10th. Okay, so that's still 3-4 days away, predicting a hurricane. What do they know that we don't know? Yeah, so we won't go to that one yet. What am I looking at? Okay. Thought I had more on this storm. I know I have one more thing because it's kind of shocking, and I believe it is Louisiana declared a state of emergency. I'm trying to find that. I know I have it. Very interesting. All right, so I know that they've declared a state of emergency already. I guess, they've got, like they said, they've got these torrential rains and thunderstorms that are pounding them right now. In any case, let's move on. I mean, U.S. just experienced the wettest 12 months on record. Again, we talked about records being broken every year. And every year after this, we'll probably be breaking them. It just keeps going, man. How much more rain are they going to attack us with? I mean, or how much? Anyway, the Great Flood, it was not all in the firmament. Okay, so I know I've seen them create clouds. They can create clouds, they can create storms. They've done this for many, many, many years. The military has had this technology for many years. They use it in their naval operations. We've talked about it before. They can create a fog bank and hide all their ships and so on and so forth. And I've seen some of these factories that are empty, that we no longer really build anything, converted into cloud making factories. I've seen it. I've seen them in videos. I've seen them do it from the ground in smaller operations. You can see them do it in the United States if you follow the satellite and the jet stream and which should and should not happen. You can see where they're making the clouds. Now they can go and make clouds. They can go and make these storms for a, um, what do you call it? A drought infected area. And they can also dissipate these clouds with their HARP program and their plasma balls. That's all they have to do is fire this heat into the atmosphere of this incoming storm and prevent Louisiana and Texas from being inundated with water again. They can stop it. You gotta ask yourself, why aren't they stopping it? And most of your questions will be answered. They want us to hurt. It is a war, and we are losing big time. Depends on how you look at it, really. I find it it's going just the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, and they'll be surprised when next thing somebody will say, Jesus will say, enough is enough, and come, and then that'll be it. They'll be done and over with. I don't know how long it takes. When the Lord comes in the last day, it's very brief. The battle, if you want to call it a battle, yeah, that's already predicted. I already know what's going to happen. And the more they do these things, they just fulfilling prophecy. And it can be pretty interesting, to say the least. And so I know people on Mixer cannot see this, but this is also from Never Lose Truth. Title of it is WW Report, New England hit again, etc. But Thunderstorm Barry came from Missouri, New Orleans, Georgia. Yeah, it's an odd one. So this is probably where I couldn't find out in time that I saw her track the storm. I didn't want to lose that spot either because I wanted to show you something. That was really at the beginning. She's got this other video she's playing from somebody else, and it looks like some brownish black storm clouds that look like it's right above wherever it's dumping water, but it's not real. I don't know exactly what she's talking about in here because there's gray, storm clouds in the background, rain coming down, and it just looks like it's been manipulated. I don't understand why she put that in there. She doesn't say that it was fake. But anyway, this one cloud just jumps around. I thought it pretty interesting. Maybe y'all could look at it. It's like 1 minute, 39 seconds into the video, which is 34 minutes. And 1.5 minutes into it, you can see this cloud and it just dances around. It moves in strange ways. And it looks like it's actually put on there from some other program. So I don't know. I need your opinion on that. I'm just calling it. She just picked up something that was just bull crap and didn't quite understand it. Moved on to the rest of the news and whether that was really going on. Just strange. And the other strange thing is there's a lot of strange things going on. A lot of people are showing up in videos. I don't know if this is their 30 seconds of fame or if this is any part of their thought process when they do that. But the past two news cycles, we've had people, going into stores and just doing, crazy, disgusting things to products, to ice cream, to mouthwash, and now it's this Arizona tea. Well, let me tell you another thing, folks, okay? Pay attention to this. It's simple. If you find, one of those cartons of ice cream, whatever size they are, they have a foil, a protective plastic ring around it. It's, where you can rip it apart. If that thing is off the ice cream, because you can't take that cover off without, well, I guess I made a mistake and took it off one time, but you can never put it on back the right way. If anything like that, it's called, tamper resistant, even though it's not. I mean, if that's broken, obviously, if the seal on the Arizona T is broken, you could tell. You could turn it. 99% of the time, when you turn that, you'll hear the clicking of the plastic ripping apart from its base. I know I've said 99% because I've actually taken one off without that thing coming off. So that didn't work too well. But that's what you need to look for. So I don't understand, these people are just getting caught. I don't know how many people have actually bought these things and not realize it. If you have something that is got a tamper resistant, something on it, and it's gone or broken, throw it away. Because most likely these days, these are dark, dark days, man. These days, somebody will go along and mess with it. And this latest guy, okay, I don't even know, did I cover that? Yeah, it's the very last one. This guy, he was arrested after filming himself spitting into Arizona tea jug and then putting it back on the shelf. Okay, it's disgusting. But people are just whacked out. There's too much darkness in this world, and people are, being influenced by it. And hopefully, somewhere along the line, somebody, maybe they'll be saved. Maybe they'll wake up from all that. I mean, I did. I know others did. So just, pray over them and pray that you never get any of these containers. And now that you have to worry about that. I mean, I remember the Tylenol scare, and I told you about this before, but they went and put tamper-proof stuff on it to prevent that. They put that aluminum foil sealed on it. So you can't break that seal and put something in it without people knowing about it. Okay, so we covered that. Storms. And there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk now about these earthquakes. The majority of the talk is that these earthquakes may not be natural. They may have been also engineered somehow. Okay, I know the people I talk to, the people I know in my general, people I know all these things, know how they can do these things. I mean, people are still talking about the one in Japan and the one in Chile. There was one in Mexico. Who's doing it? Not sure, because I believe that once one person knows, they all know, thanks to Hillary Clinton's emails, I guess. I mean, really top secret email server of her own, opened wide up, open for the Chinese. I don't know why. She'll probably hear this and then have this video banned so that nobody will hear that comment. Last time I knew, she had her and someone else, maybe even her husband, had the keys, some keys to the internet where they can listen to everything and just shut things off. That was from American intelligence. So if you want to listen to that, go over there, Google his, their videos. It's him and her. I believe they're married. American intelligence. In any case, yeah, there's, things like this. And this will be the last time that I'll ever show you anything from this particular person. I'm only doing it now because of this particular article. But no, this person has even changed their name. Used to be John X Army, is now calling himself High Vibration. That's the title of his YouTube channel now. And you can, I don't know. Everyone gets, you know, through somewhere along the line in their lives, they ask questions, they seek out things. Sometimes they're the wrong things, and sometimes we're put on the right track. Um, but in any case, we can just pray for those people that they find the right way, and that way, of course, is Jesus Christ. And you know, I guess basically, now I'm not trying to justify anything. Maybe I am. I don't know. 'Cause, sometimes we get the news from places that aren't very Christ-like, um, however you want to call it, Christian. But believe me, there's a lot more darkness out there than there is light. But we try to change that. Well, not we. I mean, the Holy Spirit in us leads us to those revelations and things that we could do to bring more light into this world. When there's light, the darkness flees. Simple. So he comes out with this: earthquakes knock out naval air weapons. Station China Lake. Non-essential personnel evacuated. Now let's see. I'll give you that headline, and then we're going to talk about there was an outage, a Reddit outage that he talks about because he, I guess Reddit is a vetted source that supposedly looks through information and tries to find out the right information. But anyway, so that's why he put it in there. But just to let you know, Reddit outage map. So I don't know why he actually put that in. And nothing over here happened in the East Coast today. But I did want to show you where did it go? This. He talks about this thing that was found in the, what did they say, found China Lake near the epicenter of the earthquakes. Was that the Mojave? Trying to remember. But this thing, he's called it something in particular because he's studying, I guess, certain things, and he's studying also that thing. I don't know what she's called that sits out there in front of the CERN building. That demigod, whoever she is, and but he talks about John X Army talks about these things and supposedly what they can do, take certain kinds of vibration and liquid and actually be able to create earthquakes this way. Now, I don't know where he got this information, but it's new information that I've heard about. I'm going to let him go on and talk to you about what he thinks these things are. He calls them something specific. And come on, it's not where I brought you. And they're called Lingams, Lingam. Now, it says right here, it's a symbol of divine generative energy, especially a phallus or phallic object worship as a symbol of Shiva. Now, that's the one who was out there in front of CERN. But we all know what this thing really is. I mean, a symbol for, and that is what's her name? Um, I know it has to do with maybe Isis and then Nimrod. You've heard that story that Nimrod, I guess, was chopped up to pieces, and Isis found all the pieces except for his phallic. And so that's why now you see these Washington monuments. Look at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican, over there, Vatican City. They have these phallics everywhere. Now, whether or not they can generate, this energy, I don't know. I didn't study it that much. I just knew from past experiences and the old, actually the Bible, where Nimrod was there in the beginning, and when the Tower of Babel was built, and all those stories back in the Old Testament. Now, what kind of properties it has, I don't know. So that's why I think, I'm going to stay away from, as much as I can from this person, because he's off in another direction and studying the wrong things. These are the black, the dark rabbit holes that you can get into. And, but I'll leave him a comment, and I'm going to pray for him that he doesn't, continue to go down this rabbit hole. Yes, there's all kinds of demonic activity going on today. And yes, we have to be aware of the demonic presence, how, possessions can happen, and also how we can also fight them and get rid of them and rebuke them. That's all we have to do. That's it. We don't open the doors. We don't allow these things in. We know, we can know what they do and what they stand for, but no, some people actually try and go. A lot of people are just lost now, because there is no hope in this world. No hope for the people who don't have Jesus Christ. And so they look to other things. I have to admit, I have not studied, these things. I've used a Ouija board before when I was young and didn't know what it really was. Any case, I mean, we can go on and on about stories like that we all gotten into and into trouble with, and so on and so forth. But so, anyways, the basic thing here is that there's quite a few people out there that believe that these earthquakes were engineered, not that they happened naturally. Now, I have to consider that, especially with the two in the BC, British Columbia up there a week ago. I think that they are trying to set off the Spratly Island fault, or Earth, the fault line there, and the San Andreas. I mean, people are coming out with all these visions and prophecies they claim they've heard from before about California just splitting apart and splitting away into the ocean. I remember telling you that there was a movie out about that years ago. California actually split away from the coast, became its own little island. Didn't sink, just separated. In any case, we also just be aware of the things that are going on, not be naive and create a bubble for us to hide into, because the Lord says that He's going to uncover everything. Everything is going to be uncovered. You can't hide from anybody. I mean, from God. You can't hide from God. It's just impossible. And you need to remember that, because if you can remember that, there's some decisions that I know that I've changed, and maybe you would too, knowing these things. And so in the meantime, let's go, see what's happening in the world with these people. I mean, this has happened before. I've seen it happen before. These Atlanta, Georgia. The commuters scramble on the Georgia Interstate after an armored car loses nearly 200K. And here you see a picture from the, I guess it's the CCTV. There's one, two, three, four, five cars that I can see in this one shot, maybe more, and money all over the place, and they're picking it up. I'm sorry, folks, it's still not your money, even though it came out and it's floating around. It's not your money. That's stealing. It's theft. You know, you ever ask yourself that question? You know, what if somebody left a bag of money, say at the end of your driveway? I don't know, maybe in the road somewhere. You picked it up. Just say it was $100,000 in cash. What would you do with it? No, nothing. You wait a little while, you contemplate it. What do? You go out and spend it. You put an ad in the paper. Well, legally, what you need to do is you need to turn it into the police. That's what I heard. I don't know how well that's going to, go for you. Turn it into some of these police stations or these police, whatever these days. You probably never see it again, no matter what. But technically, you have to turn it into them and give them 30 days. Some places may vary, but that's what I heard, 30 days. After that, nobody claims it, it's yours. That's how it goes. I mean, even $100,000 in cash, yeah, that'd make me a little nervous too, but I would turn it in. Right now, I just don't like money. I don't like it. It can corrupt you. Yeah, it's nice to have money to be able to buy, pay your rent, buy food for the week. That's great. And that's what we strive to do and we pray for. But anyway, didn't think that would change, did you? They would not get out of their cars to collect that money. Yeah, well, shocking CCTV shows mob also of dozens of teens vandalizing and looting Walgreens. Where was this? Okay, Philadelphia. So the police department said that the stampede occurred at roughly 10 p.m. The store on the 1800 block of South Street on July 4th. Authorities shared that some of the teens threw items in the store at employees, causing minor injuries. Witnesses say that the group was the same rowdy bunch who vandalized Penn's Landing and caused $7,000 in damages. Why? Why? Just because you can? Just because you wanted to? I don't. I understand the mentality. It's chaos. It's Satan's way. And these people, they normally have their phones in order to organize. It's just crazy the things that I see these teens doing. I mean, man, I don't get it. Well, I don't know why I keep saying that because I do get it. I get it. 1, 2, 3. Take a picture of every one of those kids. Where are their parents, especially after hearing about this? Man, can't even count them anymore. How do you get, there's got to be at least 40, 50 more. And the line doesn't even go all the way in before they start coming out with stuff. 60 they got. I see it. 60 teens loot and rob a Walgreens store in Philadelphia. Why? Very, very sad. Very sad. And so is this. Doctor may lose job for identifying as Christian in front of patients. Well, I'm going to try and put at least, 1 or 2 of these stories in every time I do news now. Because it's continuing to increase. And we have to expect it, of course. You wouldn't think that every American was going to get away without being persecuted in some way. Jesus said that we would be. We would be persecuted. They would hate you like they hate him, and that you would go through tribulation. So this doctor is under investigation and may lose his license following a complaint from a patient that probably was, atheist, that he made them feel uncomfortable by saying he would pray for their well-being. Okay. So, try to imagine, because I've probably been there before. Someone, asked him if he could pray for your well-being, and you feel uncomfortable. Well, obviously, you have much more things to worry about than feeling uncomfortable. And so here it finally is, okay, 9/11, break-in 911. Louisiana declares state of emergency for entire state. I usually try to go through these things and set them in the right order, but I lost track of this one. State of emergency. Okay, that's with the flooding. Governor John Bell Edwards declared state of emergency for all of Louisiana in preparation for the impact of the low pressure system, Invest 92L, in the Gulf of Mexico. The system will likely produce storm surge, hurricane force winds, and up to 15 inches of rain across the state. How do they know that? How do they get that number, 15 inches? Are they just spewing it out? Are they right when these things are said? Somebody should be tracking that. 24 inches of rain in 24 hours. Anybody check up on that? Anyways, we'll pray for these people. That's what we can do. So let's see. Last 3 articles. Let's see right here from End Time Headlines. Hamburger, hot dog buns sold at Walmart. Publix recalled after plastic pieces found. So, Channel 9 News, a voluntary recall has been a voluntary one. Okay, so they're not forced into it because somebody found it. Okay, so now that they're volunteering, nobody found it, they wouldn't say a darn thing. Of course not. So this voluntary recall has been issued for the hamburger hot dog buns sold at popular retailers including Publix, Piggly Wiggly, and Walmart. Plastic pieces were found in the food. Flower Foods, Inc. There's the culprit. We should go find out who's working for Flower Foods. Everybody is angry. Everybody seems to have some kind of anger at someone or something, and they're always complaining. They're never satisfied, never joyful. They'll talk about vile things and get comfort and joy from that. I hear it all day. It's very hard to get through the day with that. So you already got the man doing that to the iced tea. Apparently over July 4th, this is from the Washington Examiner. I felt that necessary under the house of, keeping you informed on what people are doing and how often they're doing it. They're just totally insane people. Disillusioned, deceived, beguiled. Go on and on. So this Virginia family is reeling after a terrifying first night in their new home. They told police that a naked woman wearing a blue ponytail broke in, attacked the family, and claimed to be the devil. Wow, huh? So the house in Chesterfield County is now in a state of disarray, with bullet-ridden walls, blood-soaked carpets, and broken windows. The home invasion occurred around 10:30 p.m. on Independence Day, when the woman allegedly entered the home through the basement. The husband and the Lewis's family, who declined to appear on camera to local media and whose first name was not reported, said the woman claimed to be Satan. I said, "Who are you?" He explained. She said, "I need your help. Please help me." I said, "Get out of my house." And she goes, "I'm the devil." She looked possessed. Her eyes were completely black like saucers, and she was laughing like it was a joke, he said. The husband said he told the woman to leave and grabbed his pistol and fired 39 rounds. 39 rounds. I mean, how many clips does that have to take? And supposedly this woman is, running at him. How do you get 39 rounds? Wow. In a pistol. Anyway, none of which hit her. He said the woman had superhuman strength and instead of running from the gunfire, charged at him. She was not stopping, he said. She had the strength of 4 grown men. If she had the strength of 4 grown men, how does this happen next? Right. He began throwing furniture at the invader when he ran out of ammunition. Then his wife, Melissa Lewis, and the children intervened. She was in to kill us, Lewis said. That was her almighty, to kill us. She attacked us, and I held her down, just kept on punching her as hard as I possibly could. So if she had the strength of 4 grown men, how could he or she hold her down? Anyways, one of the children, a 12-year-old Jason, stopped the attacker by shoving a wrench into her neck. I don't even know what that means. So the woman is in ICU. Once out, she will be charged with robbery, break-in and entering, and attempted murder. I don't know, this story sounds kind of weird and fishy to me, but yes, we've seen people, whether they've opened the wrong door or have taken, done some drugs or something or drinking, those all open doors. Drinking not alcohol. They don't call it spirits for anything. And that's what I've learned. I haven't, not to say that I never drink, because I do once in a great while, sitting out there in a campfire in the backyard, might have a Mike's lemonade, raspberry or black cherry, black raspberry lemonade. But that's not the problem. The problem is, when you drink, you drink to the point where your mind is affected. And that's the case with all these things. Your mind is affected. So, I'm going to be refraining from those things that will, just alter the mind. I mean, even with the pain medicine that I take, I'm not taking it to feel some kind of euphoria. There's a lot of people who take pain pills that take them, they get high, they sleep, and that's it. No, I take mine to get rid of my pain, and that's it. And I'm in pain most of the day, but I do take pain pills. In any case, it doesn't alter my thinking. It doesn't alter my actions. It does not. If I took more of it, then it probably would. But in any case, I'm a prisoner of that. Oh, me and the Lord talk about it all the time. That and other things. I'm just a painter. So with that, everyone, that's about it for tonight. It's Wednesday, so I'll see you again Friday, unless something happens. Something happens every day, but we will see you Friday. So God bless. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Keep your loved ones close. Know where they are. Know where your friends are and all your loved ones. So with that, everyone, God bless and peace out.